M-Dog Gaming.
Welcome again, viewers. This is M-Dog, and today we are looking at the day one release of the newest character in Smite, and that is Zhong Kui, I believe is how you pronounce this fella, as he is a mage in Smite. It's just been released, and we're going to basically just look at his abilities, get a quick view of how they are interacting together, and just be a starting point for better understanding this character as the whole community tries to start playing with him and get a better understanding of what his abilities are. So first, very importantly, let's see what his laugh sounds like. If I can remember where laugh is under emotes. So Zhong Kui, my understanding in Chinese lore, he is, or folklore, is he's basically a protector against bad spirits and demons. I guess the story is that it goes back to a dream that an emperor had back in the around 700 AD is what I was reading, and part of his dream included this character, and he had an artist draw what he remembered from his dream, and I think that original artwork actually has influenced in Chinese folklore what this character looked like. But there's more backstory or lore that goes along with him. It's pretty weird stuff, but so we're sitting in here in a practice jungle map, and we're just going to take a quick look at his abilities. So it's all about spirits or demons in this case for this character. His passive is that you are storing the demons that you capture from your third ability, from your second ability, which is Exorcism. You're storing them in your bag, giving you 3 additional protections for each one captured. And then when you activate your ultimate, which is Recall Demons, you get double the protection from your bag, but eventually losing all stacks when the bag is empty. Alright, so let's look at his number 1 ability, Expose Evil. You pass a card onto all enemies in front of you, marking them as a demon, slowing them by 20%, and damaging them for 20 magical damage each second for 6 seconds. If the card is removed, 50% of the remaining damage is done instantly. So this ability is going to interact with the second ability, which they kind of all interact, but these two in particular initially will interact. Exorcism is your number 2. You drive out the demons of your enemies, dealing damage, magical damage, as they leave the body. If you had them marked from your Expose Evil ability, you capture them and you heal yourself per demon captured and have the card removed from that character. So let's go see what that looks like here on Ra. So we will mark Ra with our 1, and then we will use our 2 to follow that up as Exorcism. Okay, so now you see the card actually on Ra, and now we'll take that off with the 2, and that puts that into our bag. So now if you see in the lower left hand corner, we now have 2 in our bag because we had done 1 previously. Now if you're facing multiple enemies, like let's see how many minions are up here. Yeah, we should have enough to do this. So we're going to mark them all. So 2 were marked, and then we pulled 2 of them off. So now we're up to 4. And it looks like you're getting a little bar here showing you. So your stacks could be obviously very high. And now let's go back to the ability so we can see what that would mean. The third ability is called Book of Demons, and this is described as saying, when fired, the Book of Demons deals 115 plus 35 magical damage and stuns enemies for 0.6 seconds, stunning marked enemies for twice the duration or removing the card. So again, if you have marked them with your 1, instead of using your 2 to unmark them, you can use your 3, and that will stun them for longer, but it will also remove the card. So it will do, instead of the normal damage, it will do 50% of the normal damage, but it will do it instantly. And that's true of either one of the 2 or the 3 if you remove the card. And then it also says when this ability is not on cooldown, the Book of Demon flies near him and it fires 50% of your basic damage. So let's take a look at that. You will see it right there beside him. And so when you do your basic attack, it is also attacking and doing half of your damage to wherever you are attacking at. Now, if you use the ability, it goes away. And so now we've got at this level at least 9 seconds of cooldown, and we no longer have it next to us, so we're only doing our basic damage without the 50% increased from it being near us. Now it's up by us again because the cooldown is over. So this ability obviously is going to be something where if you're initiating or surrounded by enemies or needing to stun, you would use this ability, but you'll be doing more damage when this ability is not on cooldown. So finally we have his ultimate, which is called Recall Demons, and this is where upon activating, the demons pulse out from the bag at nearby players every second for 5 seconds. They chase and accelerate over time, doing 80 plus 10 magical damage to enemies and healing allies for 25 plus 10 as they enter the body. You're immune to crowd control for the duration. So currently we have these 4 stacks here, which is pretty low. I mean, obviously you can have a lot more than 4 stacks. So let's go back over to Ra and see what this looks like. Actually, you know what would be better is to do it on the minion wave so we can see the healing effect on our own minions. And let's wait till a new group is up here. And while we're waiting for them to spawn in, okay, here we go. Let's go ahead and do this. So we're going to let them fight for a minute, and so we can see the health decrease on some of ours. And now let's activate it. So every 5 seconds. Okay, now for some reason it looked like it was only damaging the enemy minions. It did not look like... Alright, we're back up to 3 now. We've got a long wait on cooldown there. It did not look like, however, that it was healing minions. Let's see if it maybe says that it only heals... It says allies. Usually that would include minions. So possibly we just don't have a high enough amount of them. That'll be up to 7 or 6, I guess. And it looks like from watching the reveal video and playing with it a little bit, it looks like you're going to want to level up your 2 initially. Prioritize that at least. Obviously the first one you're going to get is your 3 to have that increased damage likely. I say obviously, I'm not sure anything is obvious at this point, but I would think that you might get your 3 first, and then your 1, and then your 2, and then you prioritize 2 unless ultimate is available, and then after that I would think prioritize 3. I think 1 will be the last one that you level after you get that first one, but we'll see how it plays out with damage and the interaction with the abilities. Alright, we're going to do this one more time. Alright, we're up to 11 stacks now. Okay, again, it did not appear to me to be healing anyone, but it did appear to be damaging the enemy. So allies in this case may only be friendly other characters and not the minions. But I'll have to test that further to be sure, because the way it reads, I would think it would also be healing the minions when it just says allies, but maybe not. Perhaps allies is meaning only other gods. Okay, so that's a little bit about this character and at least our initial impressions. It's a mage. He's a mage, obviously. In terms of items, I kind of just threw Shoes of the Magi and a meditation. When I was first starting, I had him at level 5, and of course as you do things in here you level up. We're already up to 10, but It'll be interesting to see, if there are any quirks to the way he's built. Obviously, he is magical power, so probably a lot of it will be very similar to what we see with other mages. He has some healing ability, so his sustain could be nice. I can see him having a really big role in team fights with all of the healing and stunning. He's like a mage support in this case. But for him to be able to stun as well as heal allies with his abilities when played correctly, I would think he would be a pretty powerful player, especially when you get to the team stage in fights. But that's just speculation, and we'll just have to wait and see once people play him a little bit, and once he's tweaked by high res to see where he really lands. But that is an initial video. If I decide to start playing him a little bit and feel like I get any sort of better understanding on even beginner level play in actual matches with him, we may do another video. But I just wanted to put something on the channel just with my initial take on this new character here in Smite. So thanks for watching.
Bye bye, Nods.